All right. Thank you, Dr. P. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are joining us around the globe. This is the Dream Team webinar. The Dream Team webinar starts every Sunday from 12:45 until whatever time that the last question is answered. Here in this platform, we work together as a family. So if you are joining this platform for the first time, just know that you are in the right place. We are here to work together, move together. As I indicated earlier, reach out to any leader on this platform. We will be able to help you in any way that we can. My name is Alfred Che, coming to you from the state of Maryland here in the United States. Dr. P, over to you.
Thank you, Brother Alfred. Thank you, welcome team, for making all of us feel at home and comfortable. And but before we start our meeting, we have our non-verbal communication part that we'd like to, anyway, keep ourselves abreast. We have the our signature tune gifted to us by our sister on this platform, Sister Loreto Shadere, and we have Brother Derek that puts in that video what is happening or what has happened in ONPASSIVE. So we call it our non-verbal update. So please pay attention, follow the video as we play our signature tune in it to win it. We are in it to win it. As you can see, you've seen all our revolutionary marketing campaign depicted on that video, our partnership, our products, all what ONPASSIVE have been doing for us so that we can succeed, so we can have our financial freedom. Without wasting time, I'm going to pass it over to our team that makes this meeting run smooth in the background. Our team moderation, my moderation team. Over to you, Queen, Sister Debbie, and Irene. Over to you. Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time zone you are in. You are heartily welcome this afternoon. I'm going to probably be referring afternoon because it is afternoon in my neck of the woods. So you are all welcome. You would have been somewhere else this Sunday, but you decide to be here with all. We really love to have you here, and we appreciate your making time to be here. Thank you very much. Welcoming team. Oh my God, you always make us feel at home. I look forward to this Sunday, to be here. I get off church, I'll be running. I don't even greet to, socialize in church because I have to be here on time to enjoy the welcoming before our meeting starts. So thank you very much for warming our hearts every Sunday. So I will be co-hosting with Queen Sister Debbie, and I'm gonna let Sister Debbie take over. Over to you, Sister.
Thank you very much, Sister Irene. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to repeat anything she has said. I'm just going to move forward and straight to the point because all of us are here for one thing, to be empowered by Brother Michael. But before we get to him, we have to be at the right point in our lives. And that is called a word for the day. And the person who is going to do that for us is Sister Julie Pierre. She is from St. Lucia. She's a mom and a wonderful global ambassador that we see her on a regular basis on this forum and others. We are so honored that she's going to put us at ease while we prepare our minds to hear what Brother Michael has to share with us today. So without further ado, we're going to call on Queen Sister Julie Pierre to empower us with the word for the day while we look at Brother Michael to be prepared for her presentation for the day. Over to you, Sister Julian. Thank you so much for being with us as always. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Sister Debbie. Good afternoon to everyone. Welcome once again to this wonderful platform. It's my pleasure to be here. And my job today is to motivate us all. For some of us, ONPASSIVE became known to us some 5+ years ago, but for some, 2+ years. And to remain motivated, it is a driving force that propels us towards our goals and aspirations, the engine behind our actions, and the spark that ignites our passions. It is a relentless determination that underlies our actions, the unwavering spirit that helps us overcome adversity, and the persistent energy that keeps us going, even when the going gets tough, when loved ones, family members, the entire world at large cannot see and understand our company ONPASSIVE. However, sustaining motivation can be a complex and demanding task, particularly in the face of obstacles, monotony, and the ebb and flow of life's challenges, our financial situations, our expectation and anxieties. Let us look and delve into the intricacies of motivation, and may I offer a glimpse on how to maintain a consistent wellspring of aspiration in our lives while we all await on passive. Let us try to understand the essence of motivation. Before we can explore strategies to remaining motivated, it is imperative to grasp the multifaceted nature of motivation itself. Motivation is not a one-size-fits-all concept, but a complex interplay of psychological, emotional, and environmental factors. To gain mastery over this dynamic force, we must delve into those things. Motivation can take two primary forms: intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the inner fire that is fueled by personal satisfaction, passion, and a deep sense of purpose. It emanates from within us and is sustained by the joy of the pursuit of success itself. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, is influenced by external rewards like money, fame, or praise. While both forms of motivation have their place, intrinsic motivation tends to be more sustainable and fulfilling in the long run. Understanding the motivation cycle is crucial to effective motivation of oneself and others. This cycle consists of three phases: initiation, persistence, and completion. Recognizing these phases can provide valuable insights into maintaining motivation. In the initiation phase, motivation is often at its peak. Can we remember when we first came into ONPASSIVE and we saw the vision, how excited and motivated we were? This is when the excitement and anticipation of a new goal or project are at their highest. However, this initial surge of motivation is often short-lived, making it essential to transition into the persistent phase. The persistent phase is where the real work happens. Motivation can fluctuate during this phase, but this is when consistent effort and determination are required to achieve your goals. Many individuals experience a dip in motivation during this stage, which can be discouraging. Finally, the completion phase, the culmination of your efforts. When you successfully reach your goal, motivation often surges once again. It's a rewarding and satisfying phase, but it's important to have a plan for what comes next to prevent a motivational drop. Some of the things that we need to do is define our goals, cultivate intrinsic motivation, discover your passion, align with core values, celebrate small victories, overcome obstacles, build resilience, embrace a growth mindset, learn from success, learn from setbacks, develop coping strategies. Stay flexible. Stay positive. Establish a support network. Divide your goals. Maintain consistency. Prioritize self-care and remain healthy. Remember that motivation is not about never wavering, but about having tools to rekindle it with all its falters. It's about staying inspired, staying motivated, staying plugged in, staying in the know, and resolutely pursuing your goals with unwavering passion and determination. So let your inspiration flourish and propel you to an unprecedented heights with ONPASSIVE. For in the art of staying motivated, the canvas is yours to paint and the masterpiece is yours to create with the help of our CEO and the company. In the journey of life, staying motivated is not a destination, but a perpetual exploration. And in the quest for consistent inspiration, you are the architect of your success. Keep the flames of motivation burning brightly. The joy of being part of this beautiful journey, being chosen to be part of such a phenomenal movement, earth-shattering, groundbreaking, wealth realignment, to be counted out of 8 billion plus. For the path of your dreams is a journey worth taking, and every step along the way was an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to achieve all of your dreams. We are now at the top of tops. Remaining there is up to each and every one of us. Let us all remain motivated in the face of where we are right now in ONPASSIVE. Thank you very much.
Awesome, 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 Sister Julie. Wow, we have to remain motivated because if we were, we will not be here, right? We are here every Sunday because we chose to remain motivated. If our CEO is motivated, why shouldn't we? We are the followers of Mr. Ashmofare. And as long as he's motivated, so are we. And there is no doubt that he is. There's no doubt that we are. And that's why we're here. And this takes us to why we're here, Fireside Chat with our one and only brother, Mr. Michael Williams Aim. He comes here to inspire us on a regular basis when we ask him and when his schedule permits. And he's dedicated time to be with us unconditionally. Can you imagine? I don't think we have that many leaders who go from one platform to the other to inspire and help us move forward without any doubt in our mind. Our brother is here today with us. Some of our leaders have some very, very personal questions directed to him so he can clear out some clouds that we have. And then after that, we're going to pass it over to him to share what he has with us today. But in the interim, I'll call on our sisters and others who have prepared some questions for him to go ahead and start. And I'll call on I'll start with Sister Kanla and then Dr. Benny and Sister Irene, if you have any, and Dr. Patience. If not, then we'll move forward in that order. So Sister Kanla, if you have anything for Brother Michael today, but before you start, I would say we should give Brother Michael a minute so we welcome him and he says hello to us before we proceed. Brother Michael, thank you for being here with us on your laundry day, Sundays. We appreciate you, and we thank your family for always sharing you with us, regardless of when we call on you. So I'll just let you say a few words, and then I'll pass it to Sister Canla and Dr. Benny. Over to you, Brother Michael. Once more, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure, as I always say, because we're in this great company called ONPASSIVE. We're on this great journey, a journey that, I would not find myself any other place, simply because I know of the millions upon millions of lives that this company will impact in a positive way. So it's always great to be here, especially on this webinar with this group of great founding members. Yes, Sunday is laundry day, and I'm doing it right now as we speak. So you may see my camera go off from time to time. But, lovely message from our dear sister Julie. Motivation is important in life in general, right? And for me, the best form of motivation is self-motivation, which falls largely in the intrinsic category, right? Whereby, you don't need external factors to motivate you, right? If you need external factors, it's a tough road, right? When something outside of yourself, right, have to continue to motivate you to keep you going. The fact that I enjoy what I do, right, that's what keeps me going. The fact that I love ONPASSIVE, I love the mission, the vision, right? That's what keeps me going. The fact that we are on board to change people's lives, that keeps me going, right? It's not just about the money. It's not just about the rewards, the benefits, etc. But it's to see that other people, will be impacted in such a positive way that their lives will actually change. So yeah, so try to work on that. Try to work on the idea of being involved because you actually love being here, right? You love what the company is looking to do. You love how your role fits in. You love what you'll be able to do for others, etc. Once you build up your motivation on that, then it becomes lasting, right? You will always be excited. It will always be good news and ONPASSIVE for you because you just enjoy it, you just love it, and you can't wait for the next opportunity to speak or to participate in any type of discussion about ONPASSIVE. Once again, thank you for having me, and I look forward to today.
Thank you so much, Brother Michael. Wow, talking about being intrinsically motivated. This is the right team to be because we're always here. Rain or shine, summer, winter, spring, we're here. For those of us who join, regardless of what time we join, we never waver in joining every Sunday on this dream team. So thank you once more. Appreciate it. And Sister Canla, I see you're smiling. Looks like you're ready for Brother Michael, so I'm going to pause and pass it over to you.
Great. I am smiling because it feels like the three or the four of us or many of us were in my thought process when I was preparing my question for today. So yes, it is exciting. And welcome, Brother Michael. Thank you to our leaders. Thank you to every ONPASSIVian on the call today. We are always humbled to have you here with us. My name is Canla, part of the team. So, Brother Michael, I know you started and you are already so excited. So I'm just going to continue with my question and you can expand as much as you can because somehow it ties with being motivated, but then help us, encourage us as much as you can because my question arises from the OP360 webinar, which occurred on Wednesday, May 29th. And I mean, as we all remember, it was an epic webinar. It was so profound, so inspirational. Our visionary and best CEO, Mr. Ash, was on fire. And everyone was so fired up as well. Then your following reflection words to all of us just blew our minds away, including me. And even as of yesterday, as I was reflecting and thinking, what would be the best question I can ask Brother Michael on this occasion after listening to you over and over and the webinar? And all I could see was you talked about love and passion for success. If we want, or if we really and truly are going to be successful in ONPASSIVE alongside our CEO. To quote your words, you talked about the importance of hunger for success. Our CEO exemplifies this. And you also do that. So can you please encourage us further? I know our sister Julie Pierre has talked of that motivation. I myself, I am also on the side of the intrinsic spectrum. Please help us expand on how this hunger for success impacts all of us, our collective hunger for success in ONPASSIVE, whether it's the brilliant tech team or the other employees at the corporate office, or whether you are a founding member, an affiliate, or a user. So we can be in sync with the same level as our CEO and our leader as you, with that thirst, that hunger for success. Thank you.
Okay, that's different. I don't even remember what I said, but that's okay. I never do, so that's all right. But success first starts in the mind, right? It starts in your mind. That's the first place that success starts. It doesn't matter if you are poor, doesn't matter if you're rich, all that doesn't matter. We have to get away from the traditional way of thinking, right? It's very, very important that we get away from that. Gone are those days whereby, you can go to school, get a degree, get degrees, right? Get a good job, save money, and you're gonna be successful. Those days are done, folks. Right? And if you have not figured that out, well, you need to go back to the drawing board, because look all around you, right? If we look all around and we see, lots of friends, family members, co-workers, people that have jobs, right? But yet they're still searching. Why? Why are they searching, right? If that was the solution, right? If the solution to success, if the solution to become wealthy, become rich, whatever word you want to give it, if the solution was to go to school, get a good job, and that was it, then you wouldn't have millions upon millions of people around the world continue to search, looking at entrepreneurship. The real solution is entrepreneurship, right? And so when people actually understand that, then that's where your pursuit begins. Right? That's when you start to now thirst for that success. That's when you become hungry. How can I get into that arena? Right? What is it that I can do? Who can I align myself with? How can I go about it? to accomplish that. For me personally, this maybe 25 years now or so, 25 years plus, right? When I realized that, when I got that breakthrough in my mind that, wait a minute, yeah, I got a degree and all of that fancy stuff and a few other things with it. But no, even if you're making $200,000 a year, $300,000, that is not it. Because, and looking at here in Canada, you make $300,000 a year as an employee, half of that goes to the government anyways. So you're not really making 300,000, right? You're working half of your time for the government, right? Which don't spend money wisely, right? It wouldn't be so bad if they actually use the money for good, right? But unfortunately, they don't, right? So it's just not the way. So once you get that switch that flips, that says, hey, you know what? I have to be an entrepreneur. You also have to realize that risk comes along with that. It doesn't mean that, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur and everything is going to be fantastic. Everything is going to be great. No, it is a battle. Because think about what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to put yourself in a position where money is no longer an issue. That's a battle, folks. That is a battle. And it's an uphill battle. It's not like you're going downhill. Okay, you're going uphill. Okay, so it takes a lot to be able to do that. So when people put themselves in a position whereby they know what it is that they need to do, now how do you go about doing it? For most people, they don't have the skill. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the resource to go about doing it. I've seen so many people open up a restaurant or a barber shop or a salon or some small business, and they think, yes, I'm good now, only to find out 6 months later, a year later, or a few years later, they're out of business. Okay, because they really didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have the knowledge. Okay, the resources wasn't there for that. So guess what? Here we are in ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE says, hey, we understand that in order for you to be successful, right, you have to be an entrepreneur. You have to be a business owner. ONPASSIVE understands this. So they says, okay, instead of us just doing this business for ourselves and for our family, let's help all these people become entrepreneurs. Even though they don't have the knowledge, it doesn't matter because we're going to do all the heavy lifting for them. Even though they don't have the resources, it doesn't matter because we're going to make it cost effective for them, right? When we start to understand why ONPASSIVE is here, how it's come together, how we're going to benefit from it, then we start to see that hunger that you have for success, it's all built in within ONPASSIVE. It's all taken care of for us, right? Our hunger now comes by being patient. It comes by, you know what, I'm going to persevere. I don't care what my neighbor is saying in my ears. You know what I mean? I don't care people telling me that, oh no, it's not going to work out. It's this, it's blah, blah, blah. I don't care about all that noise because that's exactly what it is. It's noise. You understand? When you think of, from an historical standpoint, think of all the great things that have accomplished, that we as a society have accomplished, right? Think of, airplanes, flight, right? You don't think people are telling the Wright brothers and others that, hey, buddy, are you crazy? What are you doing? You're trying to kill yourself? You know what I mean? Oh, we want to go to space. You don't think somebody was making some noise saying you guys are nuts? You understand? Just think about all those great inventions that we've had over the years. There's always someone saying, nope, 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 right? Think of successful businesses. How many times they've heard the word no, 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 no. You understand? But in spite of all of that, they continue because that hunger was there. That thirst for success was there. So because it's there, you're going to keep on going until it's quenched. Until that thirst is quenched, you're going to keep on going. If you're thirsty, you're parched. It's a hot day and you need something to quench your thirst. Don't you keep going until you get that thing, whether it's water or whatever, to quench that thirst? Or do you just sit there and say, well, I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. I'm still thirsty. I'm still thirsty. No, you go and you seek. You try to get something to quench the thirst, right? If there's a fire, right? Don't you go find something to put the fire out? You know what I mean? Do you just sit there and look at the fire and says, boy, you know what I mean? I wish this fire would just go out. No. You understand, folks? This is what success is all about. It's a long road. It's not a short road. Okay, it just isn't. People think it's a quick fix because of all the noise. Because so many people have told you, hey, just jump into this and poof, you're going to be a millionaire. Hey, just jump into this and you're going to make a gazillion % a month. Just jump. You understand? That's noise, folks. That's not real. We have a business that's built on sound business principles. We have a solid foundation, very, very solid, right? And if people realize that, hey, we're in an era now where it's all about artificial intelligence. We're in an era now where it's all about robotics, software, automation, all these things to make our lives easier. It's all built in on passive, right? You have a great business, and yet you don't understand marketing. You don't understand advertising. You don't understand branding. You don't understand traffic. You don't know the difference between targeted traffic versus run-of-the-mill traffic. All these things. You don't understand these things. You don't understand search engine optimization. And the list goes on and on and on. ONPASSIVE says, you don't need to. We got you covered, right? But because you're hungry for success, you're going to continue to see it through. You're going to continue to be there on webinars. You're going to continue to log into your ecosystem. You're going to continue to pay attention to what's going on. You're going to block out all the noise because you have a thirst. You have a hunger for success that can only be quenched, that can only be taken care of by the actual solution, which is ONPASSIVE. Folks, just stay tuned. Just stay tuned, because what you're going to see, you are going to be blown away, as our CEO has stated, and I've echoed it. It's not what you expect. Let's just put it that way. Okay? It's not going to be what you expect, what I expect, what all of us expect. Okay? It's beyond that, because of the love and the motivation that our CEO have. Stay tuned for that.
Wow. Brother Michael, thank you so much. I will just take that in, and I hope to go back and listen one more time, because that was so profound. Thank you. And it leads me to my second question. With that motivation, that thirst, or that longing for success, on the same video, as I was listening, you also talked about how the story we tell ourselves can either limit or empower us. And I can clearly see that through this quest for success already is going to be one form of empowerment. So my follow-up question will be, permit me also share a conversation I had with myself before I pose you the question. So as I was reflecting on this statement, I imagine my older self and my younger self and ask if I did justice by telling my and our ONPASSIVE story, knowing fully well that if I don't participate, someone else will tell that part of my story for me. Is it what I want, or is it that what you want? I thought. Also, knowing that if I am passive, not being on the table, then someone else is going to hire me in another company outside of ONPASSIVE to tell their story, wherever that will be. That then suddenly I reminded myself, going back to the quest for success, the motivation, the intrinsic motivation that I need. Is that what you're looking for? Is that why I am here? I reminded myself by going back to this quote. The ancient Egyptians believed that we all die twice. First, when we take our last breath. And second, when our name is spoken for the last time. And I said, I for sure don't want to be that for the rest of my life or my family. I want ONPASSIVE to be my story for generations to come. So then I started wondering if sometimes I or we truly and sincerely have told our individual ONPASSIVE story passionately, with love, the right way, and at the right level. Again, like you do, Brother Michael. You have just talked to us about that intrinsic passion, that quest for success. And like our CEO does for the company, do I do enough? I mean, I believe it is the belief mindset. The faith is sometimes limiting to me, because I can see that from you. I can see that from our CEO. How can I, or how can we as fellow ONPASSIVians do better to be the best versions of ourselves, carrying this candle or being able to rekindle this quest for success, this motivation that we need to be able to keep on this journey, so we are able to tell our stories ourselves in ONPASSIVE and not somewhere else. Thank you.
Wow, you you came prepared today. Sheesh. Wow. Okay. I think I can confer a PhD upon you today. All right. When we think of all the thoughts, everything that is taken into our mind on a day-to-day basis, right? We are bombarded with so many different things, right? And our brain have the capacity to compute all of this stuff, right? We can recall it, years later, right? Because our brain is basically a computer. Now, we have to feed it the proper information, right? When we're talking about, what story are you telling yourself? What are you feeding yourself, right? It's like for me over the years, I've read so many great books because I believe in knowledge. I certainly have a thirst for that. And so I read and I read and I read and I read. But I'm mindful as to what I'm reading, though. I'm mindful as to what I put inside here. I'm mindful as to, even shows that I watch, movies that I watch, just everything that goes inside here, because I know what I want for myself and for my family, right? I know that I want that legacy that you spoke about, not having your name, basically gone from history, but to live on, right? To be there long after you're gone, right? And so we want to create legacies, right? We want to put ourselves in a position whereby, should we not be here tomorrow, right? Whatever our journey has been does not die there. It continues, right? That's what we want through our children, through our loved ones, and not just for one generation, but for as many generations as possible, just to continue on. There are families that have legacies, for centuries, right? And they just continue to go and go and go. Why can't that be our story? Why can't it be our story that, oh, yes, there was my mom or there was my dad or my great grandma or grandpa or whomever, and this is what they started, and so we are carrying that torch today, some 100 years later. You understand, right? We want this to be something that goes on and on and on. When you put yourself in a position when you're able to generate wealth, okay, it is something that should be there for generations later. It shouldn't be something that just die after one generation. No, not if you've done what you needed to do. I believe ONPASSIVE is that game changer that will allow millions of people to be in that position, not just the traditional way of where there's just a handful of people. So it starts with me. It starts with what I believe. It starts with what I tell myself on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes it doesn't mean I'm physically saying words to myself, but it's my actions. What is it that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis where ONPASSIVE is concerned, right? If somebody mentions the name ONPASSIVE, is it something that brings joy to my spirit, right? Do I embrace it? Or is, oh, yeah, I don't want to hear about that. Yeah. Talk to me when money starts to flow. Yeah. Then you can talk to me, right? You understand? What am I saying, right? Because it's very, very important, folks. You want to be able to put yourself in a position where everything in your life is strategically planned. It's by design, not by accident, right? You don't want to live your life by accident. You want to live it by design, right? So you know what? The goal is to become wealthy. What does that mean? And so you define that for yourself, right? Because for everybody, it's going to be different, right? But you define that for yourself. You say, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I expect. This is what I plan. Okay, this is what I would like to see, right? It's like if a good financial advisor sit down with you, these are some of the questions they should actually ask you. If you're no longer here, right, what would you like to see happen? You know what I mean? It's not just about while you're living, but it's also when you're gone, right? What do you want to see? Because we can plan for that, right? We don't know when we may leave this earth, but we can certainly plan for when we do, right? And so when we can make financial arrangements, financial planning, because that's one of the areas where we lack. I think as a people, we lack financial literacy, right? It's not something that's taught in school, and so as a result of that, even though you go to school, you may come out with a PhD in engineering or something, but you still lack financial literacy. There are people out there that have, multiple doctorate degrees and all these things, and yet they're poor, right? Because they may have the academic side of things, but when it comes to financial literacy, right, they just don't have it. They never learned it. It's not their fault. It was just never taught to them, right? Even you have people who are presidents of countries, prime ministers of countries, you understand? And they themselves don't have a great knowledge when it comes to financial literacy. If they did, they wouldn't be running the countries that they govern into the ground, right? It's just not done that way. But the bottom line is for us as individuals, right, is that we want to continue to speak positivity within our spirit, into our soul, into our mind, right? Keep feeding yourself with everything that's positive about ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE wants to uplift humanity. Do you believe that, right? ONPASSIVE wants to put you in a situation where you can bless other people. Do you believe that? ONPASSIVE want to put you in a situation where you're actually creating generational wealth. Do you believe that? ONPASSIVE is going to sort out this payment issue. Do you believe that? You understand? And the list goes on and on and on. Commissions will roll. Do you believe that, right? So it's all encompasses, all of that stuff, right? It's all of that. It's what you keep sewing into your head, right? It's so most people just sow negativity in their head. You understand me? Everything about them is just negative, right? Every word that comes out of their mouth is just negative. And then they wonder why. Oh, why can't I find success? Why success is eluding me? You know what I mean? Why is it as soon as I see success, the success is running away from me? Why, right? Why can I never achieve that? And a lot of times it's because we talk ourselves out of it, right? We do. You find yourself in a good situation, and then greed sets in. And because greed sets in, you end up losing, right? And so on, right? So we just want to speak positivity within ourselves. And as I said, it doesn't have to be physical. I'm not talking about going in front of a mirror and saying, I am successful, I am brilliant. I'm not talking about that. Your action. What is it that you're doing, right? How is it that you're going about your ONPASSIVE business? What have you done? What are you doing now? What do you plan to do, right? Do you respect the business? Do you respect our CEO? Do you respect what the tech team is doing and everyone? Do you respect your fellow founders? Are you, arguing with other founders? Are you getting into conflicts? Are you know what I mean? What are you doing, right? You want it to be a positive vibe. My household is positive. My children are positive. My wife is positive. We're just positive people. It doesn't mean that we may not have a disagreement. Okay, that's totally different. Okay, I'm not trying to tell you something that's picture perfect. No, we're not a perfect family. By all means, we're not, right? But every step of the way, it's always about being positive because we're always looking for positive results. Why would I want to look for negative results? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I'm always looking for a positive result, a positive outcome. If I get involved in something, I expect that it's going to come out the way I intended from the very beginning. It may go around the corner and I didn't expect that corner. You know what I mean? I may have to double back, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, I'm going to accomplish what I set out to accomplish. I fully believe that. Okay. And so when I'm sowing all these things into my life and my mind, my spirit, all of that, guess what the outcome is going to be? It's going to be positive. If I put all this positivity in, I'm going to get positivity out. And again, because I actually believe it. It's not lip service. It's not, well, let me just say a couple positive things today and boom, everything's going to be great. No, you have to live by it. You have to be sincere in what you're doing. You know what I mean? Lip service doesn't work, folks. You know what I mean? Not because I say something doesn't mean that's what's going to happen, right? I have to actually embody, the very words that I speak. I have to, make my action. People can see it. People, when I sit down and I write something, I didn't know what I'm going to write. You know what I mean? I just sit down and then the words come out and what have you. I come on here today. I have an idea what I'd like to talk about and share. Okay. But, I don't have 10-page document that's sitting there in my desk. You know what I mean? I do make some notes by all means, again, to have a track to run on. And I do take notes as people are speaking, right? But, it's just a matter of having that labor of love. It's just a matter of letting your being show forth, right? You are who you are, folks, right? And I've said this before, when money starts to roll, it's not going to change you. You're going to be more of who you are, right? That's just how life works, right? Whether you believe it or not, that's exactly what's going to happen. So why not be the best version of myself then, so that when money comes, right, I'm going to be even more of the best version of myself, right? That's the idea. That's all this that we've been going through for the past 5 years, 6 years, right? Or 4 years, whatever time that you've been in ONPASSIVE, right? All that is basically to kind of put you through the fire. It's kind of to train you, right? Prepare you, right? Get you ready for when success comes, you are ready for it. You can embrace it. Think of people who win the lottery. What happens to them? They were not ready for it because they didn't expect they're going to win, right? They just happened to be that winner. And then what happens to them? They lose it all. They lose it all, right? So here we've had the opportunity to get our mind right. How many times we've talked about mindset, right? And so many different programs, not just here, but on other webinars and so on, right? You're getting your mind right. You're putting yourself in that right state. So when it does come, you're not dwelling on it. You're not like, whoa, my gosh, I can't believe this. You're already prepared for it. You knew it's going to happen. So it doesn't, I remember being in Boston with our CEO and others, and and the question was asked, okay, after everything now, what do you feel and how do you think? And for me, it was business as usual, right? And when I see the webinars and so on and the updates and all, for me, it's business as usual, right? I don't think, oh my gosh, whoa, I can't believe it. Oh, this is incredible, right? I already felt that way from years ago. You understand me? And so therefore, I expect everything going forward to be just that, because I know the man, I know the CEO that we're dealing with here. I know the journey that we're on. I know the mission. It's not just about one person or two or three. It just isn't. This thing is by design, folks. ONPASSIVE is by design. It really is, right? And so we just want to embrace as much positivity as we can, because that's the outcome that we're looking for. If you're looking for a negative outcome, then embrace as much negativity as possible. You know what I mean? When my kids them go to school, they're not sitting there thinking, "Oh man, I'm going to get a C in this." No, right? You're going in thinking that, yeah, I'm looking to get an A+ in this course, right? So you start from the top. You don't start from the bottom or the middle. You understand? You start from the top. So I'm always expecting the best of the best. We talk about going to another top. We're always starting from a top, not from the bottom. Okay, this is not Drake. This is not starting from the bottom and now we're here. That's not what this is. It's from one top to the next top to the next top to the next stop. And so when we sow all that within ourselves, folks, we can only expect the best. And that's what we have in ONPASSIVE. So just focus on that. Focus on speaking positive things within your lives, not just about ONPASSIVE, but all aspects of your life, all aspects. And you'll be amazed at the results that you will see. You will be amazed at it just by doing that, just by taking that action in everything that you're doing, whether it be your job, whether it be in your social life, whether it be in your marital life, relationships, whatever, your children, whatever, do it in every aspect of your life, and you're going to see a major difference just by doing that, folks. Okay? Because it's just how the law works. Okay? That's just how the law works.
Wow. Brother Michael, I am 1,000 times encouraged and excited. It is a privilege to listen to you. We all are privileged to hear from you. Thank you, as always. Over to our next moderator to ask your question. Thank you, Brother Michael.
Thank you, Sister Kanla. Thank you, Brother Michael. You're having your water break, very well deserved. Huh. I hope it's nothing other than water.
No, that was last night.
Thank you. All right, Queen Sister Dr. Benny. You have anything from Brother Michael before we move forward to the next thing?
I always have.
Over to you, Dr. Benny. Thank you. Keep
Thank
smiling.
you so much. Happy Sunday, Brother Michael. I just want to appreciate you. I would say extraordinary presentation, because you are really answering the question, making Sister Kanla happy. So the question that I have, I believe, is what a lot of people are waiting for. Maybe this one is going to be just quick answer. Are there any updates on the status of the money which was paid back to our CEO by the processor? I noticed that everybody wants to know. I hope it is okay for me to ask such a question, please.
Sure, it's okay to ask.
Thank you.
Absolutely. But no, there isn't any update with regards to that. When our CEO has an update, that will come directly from him, right, to all of us, right? And so I shared this with someone yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that, we should always just pay attention to whatever updates that we find, in our O-Founders account, or even in the OES, right? But more so in the update section of the O-Founders account. And that's because we don't want to give information that's just based on speculation, right? You know, we want all of us to be on the same page, like all of us, right? And so our CEO does not whisper to someone behind closed door, you know, and say, hey, this, and then the rest of us are in the dark, right? That's not how he operates, okay? And don't feel that this leader or that leader knows more than this leader or that leader, and so on. You know, he treats us all the same from that regards as far as information goes. And so we have to realize that the less we get, the better it actually is. Because many of us have been found not to be trustworthy, to be honest with you, right, with information. So to me, we don't want to get ourselves in trouble. We don't want to, create problems for ourselves, as a company, right? So, it's best that when information is ready to be delivered, then it comes directly from our CEO, whether it be on OP 360 or, however it comes. But it comes so that all of us can receive that information at the same time, right? That's important, because he values all of us the same way. Granted, there are some folks who go above and beyond. So as a result of that, they may be seen in a better light, if you wish, right? But as far as all of us, we're all founders. There's no executive council of founders, or what I mean. We're all founding members, but obviously some of us do more than others, and that's expected. That happens in any and every organization. That's what happens. But as far as a direct, update with regards to that, when it's time, we will hear. I think all we need to know is that we're going to win. You know what I mean? We're going to win. We're going to have the success that we're all looking for. That has not changed. It has not changed. And I love the fact that our CEO came out and he told us that, I'm in charge. Okay. I'm doing things my way. And that's all we want to have it. We want it to be his way because we know what he has said to us. We know what his plans are as far as mission, vision, etc. We want it just like that, folks. There are some folks who don't want to see founders. You know what I mean? If there wasn't any founders, it'd be much easier for the company. It really would, right? If we want to speak the truth, right? Founders get us into trouble at times. Founders say the wrong things at times. Founders speak too much at times. You know what I mean? And the list goes on and on and on. Let's just stick with the facts. Stick with what we know, and that can't get you in trouble. The truth is not going to get you in trouble. Speak the truth at all times, and we're all good. So yeah, when it's time, that'll be fully communicated to all of us.
Thank you so much for the answer. I mean, I believe a lot of us, let's forget about me, but most of our brand ambassadors will be very happy hearing from you. Thank you. My next question is, Brother Michael, I want to know how to emerge from mass and they keep us moving our position. That's the mentor.
Immerse from
the mass, like majority.
Okay.
And keep us moving our position.
And keep moving your position.
Which is mental, like how some of us are thinking when it comes to what is going on within our ONPASSIVE.
Sure. Again, that goes back to belief, right? It's either people believe that this company is exactly what you need in your life, or you just don't believe that, right? It comes back to belief. Because I believe, and I'll use myself, right? Because I believe in this company, right? That's why I'm always confident about this company. No matter what any so-called expert or whoever think they know, what's going on in ONPASSIVE or what ONPASSIVE is all about. As I said earlier, that's just all noise. And people make noise for various reasons. Some people like to be seen. Some people like to be heard. You know what I mean? Right? Some people like to hear their own voice, right? Some people looking for power or whatever. Oh, you know, I helped to destroy ONPASSIVE. I this, I that, blah, 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 whatever, right? As far as I'm concerned, ONPASSIVE is still standing. When I take a look and I see, you know, various things that people have sent me or whatever, and I'm like, okay, where are they today, right? I know for a fact that people have lost thousands of dollars from 2018 until now, right? For a fact, right? Because they did this, did that, did this, did that, blah, 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 right? Now, I'm not saying people shouldn't do what they want to do. Hey, it's your life and it's your money. Do what you want to do. I'm not here to control nobody. I'm just saying, factually, people have lost thousands of dollars by putting it here and there and here and there and all this other fancy stuff, right? And what have we done in ONPASSIVE, right? We paid $97. And for those who activated their account, right, they pay to do that. That's the extent, a couple $100. That's it. You understand? That's what people have done. And I fully believe that all the information that we've received over the years far outweigh that small amount of money. Far outweigh. I don't care what country you're in. I don't care if you're in India. I don't care if you're in Papua New Guinea. I don't care if you're in Vietnam, in the Caribbean, wherever. It doesn't matter. Okay? That's a small amount of money that we've all put out. And then when we look at what we've actually received, never mind using OConnect, like never mind that, just information alone. Because a lot of what has been said over the years, people have spent thousands of dollars to go sit in some guru's webinar just to hear them tell you all of that. And you've received that, you know, for free, basically. You understand? I think a lot of people have improved their knowledge over the years as a result of just being in ONPASSIVE, right? When I see how some people are able to conduct webinars now, whereas before, right, it's night and day, right? When I see some of these folks on doing YouTube videos, to see how they're able to do that now versus when they first got started. You understand me? There's been a lot of growth because it's not always about money, folks, right? It's not always about money. Ultimately, that's what pays our bills. Ultimately, we all need money, okay? Because without it, how are you going to pay your bills, right? How are you going to get out of debt? But there's other things, though, you know, that helps as far as growth, personal development, right? Unfortunately, you know, a lot of people don't spend enough money on that, right? It's important. It's important to spend money on personal development, right? It really is. But I get it. Obviously, don't take the money and not pay your bills to go get, you know, to improve your personal development. Not saying that. Pay your bills, folks, right? But the point is, when we look at what ONPASSIVE has done, when we look at where we are, ONPASSIVE is still standing. How many companies have disappeared? Last year, the year before, just gone, right? Just taking your money and run. How many companies have done that, right? ONPASSIVE is here standing. We just saw our CEO the other day, right? You know what I mean? So when you look at all of that, you know, we just have to see that it's come back to belief. You know, have we seen anything to give us an indication that all of our dreams will be accomplished in this company, right? Have we seen anything, right? Do we understand the process? We go back to CAPMO, right? And we talk about all of that already, so I'm not going to repeat it, right? But the point is, when we think of everything where ONPASSIVE is concerned, we see something that is different, folks. And that's what you have to have. It's no secret. If you want different results, you know what I mean? You have to do something different. ONPASSIVE is different. It really is, right? ONPASSIVE is a paradigm shift when we look at all of the other stuff that's gone on prior, before ONPASSIVE coming on board, right? So I think for us, it's just a matter of going back to your roots, you know, looking back at, okay, why did I join ONPASSIVE? Am I happy with what I've seen? Right? Again, we know everybody joined for money. Everybody joined because they're trying to improve their standard of living. They're joined because that paycheck isn't enough. You know what I mean? Maybe you have money, but you don't have time, because, you know, you spending all your time making money, and then where's the time to enjoy it, right? So you have to have both. That's what we talk about, total financial freedom, right? So that's important also. So the point is, am I happy with where things are right now? Or am I in a state where, man, I thought we'd have launched 2 years ago, and we're still here, and we haven't launched yet, and what's going on, and why are we still, and blah, 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 blah. Folks, I just focus on what I can control, folks. If I can't control something, why am I going to focus on it? I focus my attention on what I can control, right? And so let the company do what the company needs to do, and then I focus on me. So if I want to hold myself out as a leader, then that means I have to lead. How do I do that? It has to be by examples. It's not by blah, 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 right? It's when people see you, what do they see you doing? You know what I mean? Right? It's not just, well, let me just come and put on a show, and then I go back into my little closet and, oh my gosh, I can't believe this company, this, that. No. I am who I am 24 hours a day, right? 24 hours a day. If my kids them ask me about ONPASSIVE, they know exactly what I'm going to say, which is the same thing I say to you guys. It doesn't change. If my wife asks me about ONPASSIVE, it's the same thing I say to her that I say to you guys. It doesn't change. It's the same thing, same information, right? That doesn't change, okay? And that just, to me, it's based upon what you believe, right? What you believe, and that's going to separate you from the majority of people, because as we know, the majority of people are not leaders. The majority of people are followers, right? Again, if you're a follower, you're a follower. You are who you are. If you're a leader, you're a leader, okay? Now, can one go from being a follower to a leader? Absolutely, right? Many founders have done just that by stepping out of their comfort zone and becoming a leader, stepping out of their comfort zone and start doing some of those things I mentioned, webinars, YouTube videos, all these things, right? And so when you lead by example, it's the best way to do it. You just have to be sincere about it, right? It can't just be a show. It can't just be, you know, you see me this way, and when, you know, the mic is off, you're saying something totally different. You know what I mean? It just can't be. Or you have these private conversations where, you know, oh man, I can't believe this, that, blah, blah, blah. And then when you come in the public eye, it's like, oh, ONPASSIVE is so fantastic. It's the best thing since sliced bread, blah, blah. You have to be true to yourself, folks, more than anything else. If you don't believe in ONPASSIVE, that's fine. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you have to believe in, you don't have to believe in ONPASSIVE. Because even if you don't believe and you're in, you're still going to succeed, right? That's just the reality. It doesn't require you to believe in order for you to succeed. Not when it comes to ONPASSIVE. Okay? That's not a true statement for life. It isn't. Okay? Many things in life, if you don't believe, you're not going to succeed. ONPASSIVE is different because of CATMO, right? It is different. If we didn't have that, then it would be just like everything else, where, yeah, if you don't believe, it's not going to happen. Because if you don't believe, guess what? You're not going to take the necessary steps to get to become successful. You won't. But in ONPASSIVE, okay, you don't have to go create anything, right? You don't have to go out there and say, hey, family, hey, friends, come on in, boom, 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 buy this, buy that, blah, 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 right? You don't have to understand how the technology works. Like, you really don't, right? I would want to understand as much as I possibly can, right? Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying you don't have to. It's not a need, okay? There's a difference, right? There's a difference between a need and a want, right? So it's not a need. But the point is, if somebody wants to be a leader, lead by example. Let your action do your speaking, right? Let your action showcase exactly what's going on up inside here. Because no one can read your mind, but they can see your actions, though. They can see, oh my gosh, I can't believe, you know, that person was just yelling at so and so and so, and you know what I mean? People can see your actions, right? When people see me, this is who I am. It doesn't change. I don't come off here and all of a sudden I'm some miserable person inside my home or something. No, I am who I am. Okay, and I believe, you know, everyone should be who they are, right? Hey, if you want to be a bad guy, go be a bad guy. You know what I mean? If you want to be a good girl, go be a good girl, whatever, right? It's up to people what they want out of life. I just choose to take this route because I know that this is the route that's going to get the most satisfaction. The most satisfaction is when you can really help as many people, not just one or two or three, but help as many people as possible to improve themselves. It doesn't mean you're going to help them be a millionaire, folks. We're not talking about that, right? But it means that is there something I can do to actually help you and your family? What can I do to help you? You know what I mean? And if it's in my power to be able to do so, why not do it? You know what I mean? Why not do it? Right? So that's what ONPASSIVE is about. It's about helping, right? Our CEO said it. He's not here to break nobody down. He's not here to put you in a worse situation than what you were in before. None of that stuff, right? But to uplift, to help, to bless. That's what we're talking about in ONPASSIVE. And if you do all of that as a leader, then yeah, you've clearly separated yourself from the masses. All right.
Wow, this is awesome. Thank you. I mean, I'm happy. I'm really happy. My third question, not now. I will not give it now. I will not ask the question at the moment. I am going to hand it over to Queen Debbie. Please proceed. Thank you so much, Brother Michael.
Okay. Thank you, Brother Michael, for that answer. We live in a generation where we need to be reminded of all these things because it is mostly just me, myself, and I. And the idea of helping others is very rare. Well, it's there, but it's not like we would want for it to be. And we're worried that our younger ones growing will not remember. So maybe when you remind us and give us, more insight in this, that will help us, even helping our children to remember that. So thank you very much. And I'm really glad for what ONPASSIVE is doing and what they have. I don't know who they are, us have, for others. So, Dr. Dr. Benny, sorry, thank you for that question. I'm gonna see who else is next. Queen Debbie, you available? Please, over to you.
Sister Irene, I believe Queen Debbie sent you a message and she has stepped away, I believe.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So if we don't have, does any other leader have a question now?
All right. So Queen Irene, we're going to give our brother Michael a water break, okay? He's been talking, and then we'll have a quick update, and then we'll open it for general Q&A. So let's give our brother Michael a quick water break, and then the update team can come and just give us a quick update on what our CEO says. The last time he came out on 360, I know it's very short. So our brother Michael can take a quick water break, and then we open it for general Q&A. And that's when I'll open the mic for everybody to ask a question.
Okay. So, so we're gonna hand over then to our update team. Dr. Derek, I know I haven't seen you, but I hope you're in. Queen Kanla, over to you guys. This is my bestest agenda program on the agenda, and I usually just want to hear what is going on because I stay busy within the week. And so, update team, if you are available and ready, over to you, please. Queen Kanla.
All yes, right. I am right here. Let's see. I think you may not see. Do you see Dr. Derek? He said his phone, he may not show up, but that is fine. He sent me a message, so I don't know. Dr. Pat, do you see Dr. Derek?
Queen Kanda, he's in the participants, but I don't see him on the screen, so I don't know.
Okay. Yes, his phone dropped him out. So if Dr. Pat or Dr. Benny, if you can move, please move Dr. Derek up to co-host.
Sure, as soon as I see him, okay, I will.
That's
Give me a
fine.
minute,
All
please.
right. While you're doing that, I can upload the updates slide. But before we proceed, I thought you said you had a third question, Dr. Benny.
Yes, I do.
Kanda, let's proceed. Then we'll do that for general Q&A.
We'll do that for general Q&A. Okay.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. Please let me know you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. All right. If do we yet have Dr. Derek, or we can go ahead? Sister Marie Pende, are you there? If Dr. Derek is unable to join us, Sister Marie, can you please join in and do the updates with me?
Queen Kanla, if you advance the screen, the slides, I can do with you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for jumping in. So today, our updates. You are all welcome to today's update. Our mentor and coach for update, Dr. Derek, is having some technical issues. So we hope he will be able to join in or join us at some point, even if not during the update. So, but I want to give a shout out to him for putting all of this together for us. For every time we do the updates, it is thanks to him. So thank you, Dr. Derek. We appreciate you and we love you for all you do for the Dream Team updates. Yes. And today, my sister Irene will be joining me to do the updates. We are going back to the updates from June 4th, 2024. Our CEO said he is expressing thanks to everyone for joining on Tuesday. That was the 4th of June 2024. Ash did a procedure Wednesday the 5th and might be out for about 2 weeks. So this is reporting to us on perseverance that our CEO's procedure took place on Wednesday the 5th of June, and he might be out for about 2 weeks. We all continue to pray for a speedy recovery, and we pray that God continues to heal him. Most importantly, I want to build on what I said last time. I would target from another dimension. Our CEO is saying, nothing has changed. Business as usual. Oh my, we just heard that from our brother Michael. Nothing has changed. To him, ONPASSIVE is business as usual. I think that is going to be my new model or my new motto. We exaggerated by always delivering above expectations. Sister
We will
Irene.
recognize a couple of hiccups, but it does not change the core. We are making the changes we are because we are unhappy with the pace and we want to rock the world. We like to make people happy, our loyal people, because it is our passion. And it is joyful for us to see pleasure in people's lives. You will be proud that you stuck with us. I'll say that again. You will be proud that you stuck with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Sister Irene. Keep in mind, we would have done things differently. But of course, to the millions, we should not reveal things. And this was a misalignment. It is not like it is going to happen, but we need to adjust and push harder with practicality. The actions of what is coming will shock you. Oh my. I am just thinking of the word, it's going to blow our minds.
When I said I am taking charge of this and I know my work quality and what is possible, and when you see it this summer and see the adjustments, it will impress you.
Mm-mm.
It will be by design,
Yes.
and we will deliver. And
Mm.
I want to really impress you. So for me personally, anybody that gave us attention, I want to ensure you do not walk away disappointed.
Yes. As long as we are in it, we will all win. I am not charging you anything. I just want belief in the journey. Oh, how perfectly it fits in today's webinar theme. We've heard that word believe, believe. Everyone has had access to the products for years. So no one has lost anything.
Mm-mm.
The change you will see is you will not know before it has been made.
Wow.
You will see the action as it happens. That means we need to be at the table. We need to be there.
So everything is intact, and I am stacking the cool to give more layers and accumulating the value that is happening as we speak, and you will be incredibly pleased. If you are just getting engaged, on passive is phase one of our journey. So I want you to think about what could be phase two and phase three.
Wow.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. We stay tuned. So zoom out and know it's just one section of a bigger scope of the new internet. And I hope to be able to show you the blueprint of what that is. And the technical people in the world will know how incredible it is. This journey will not happen again. And you will understand what a fight has been done for and see how bold this is to complete. Talking about our journey and writing our stories. This journey will not happen again.
It is particularly good for those who are engaged. It is particularly good for those who are engaged.
Oh, yes.
I do not treat everybody the same. You cannot treat the loyal and heavy hitters the same as the no-go getters. You treat everybody the way they value the business.
The business.
So thank God for everyone that is here participating.
Time and energy have been given to those who have been willing to ride along the journey. And based on the quality of the people, you can determine the roadmap accordingly. I am confident in where we are right now. This is a people's business. We are made of gold, 80% people and 20% mechanics. Absolutely. We just heard our brother Michael say that to us, encourage us, and reminded us.
Business is better than usual. Do not judge by details. We are better than ever. We want to make sure we rock your world. It is normal for things to go up and down. And with the right people that we have, we have the technicality to make it happen. We believe what we have will impact your life positively, and it will change for you.
Yes. It has not been a walk in the park. It has been a fight, an aggressive, hostile battle. And every day has been harder than the day before. So it can happen for the masses. I do not expect you to believe me, but know that this has not cost you. We have already over-delivered through what we have delivered and made available for you to use.
You have seen where we go and what we are doing. And anything else is a waste of your time and your dreams.
Yes. And so let all of us buckle up together.
This is
how we do it. And why do we do it? Because we are all on Passive.
Hooray!
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what this is? I don't know. I would not think that it's just a fortunate coincidence. It was meant to be, because these updates just match what we have been talking today, what Brother Michael has been talking to us today. These updates just match that. So I don't think we planned this because we didn't know what he was going to say, but we can see that it all is coming together. So thank you very much. All right. So I always say that was my bestest, and it's done. So we're going to go to question and discussion.
All right, Sister Ed, before we go to question and discussion, I just want to end this session so we don't have a very long video. And we'll start our question and discussion recording. Our brother Michael, I hope you got some water, because now I'm opening it to the crowd. We don't know what questions will come up. So, but I know you're born ready. So thank you all for coming. And for those that will join on our YouTube, we thank you. And if you are an Passivian, try to join us on O Connect. You'll enjoy the experience. I've already stopped the recording in this section and start our recording for Q&A.